How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today is a very important one, I like to say, because it's something I have gone through definitely a lot, and that is being lost on self-improvement and what to do. A lot of people on self-improvement kind of, they start off good and they are doing great, right? And then it just kind of gets like same old. Right now, say I'm not lost, right? I know what I'm working on, but let's say I'm not even joking, like a month ago, I was quite lost. I was like, what can I improve on? Because what I had done is, if I compared myself to like a year before, what I was doing now was insane, was a lot better. I had a solid morning routine. I was doing it every single day. It was super consistent and it was really improving myself. But that's kind of stuff that I did for my older self, because I struggled with things like, mental health and mental clarity. So I started meditating because I felt like it would calm me down more. It was a nice way to start the morning. And now I'm doing it to maintain that, right? But now, kind of same old things can definitely get the same old, because consistency, if you're able to stay consistent, that's really good. But then what happens is that you get stuck in a rut and you feel like you're lost, and you feel like you don't know what to do. You feel like you've progressed a lot, to the point where you feel like you can't improve anymore. That's the best way to explain it. You feel like you've improved a lot to the point where you have nothing to improve on, but you know that you're not like that guy. You know there's things that you can improve on, but you don't know what. So that's what I'm going to be explaining in this video today. Actually, do you know what? Scrap that part. I just realized we're pretty much into the video already. I'm already going through my script. So a reason why a lot of other people can feel lost is because they're staying consistent, which is really good, but then they stay consistent for they are doing the same thing over and over again, and that's good. But if you've already reached your goal and you feel like, okay, yeah, I'm more of a calm person now, so yeah, I'm gonna keep meditating though, because I want to maintain that habit. So if let's say a year ago, you made this routine for yourself. You're gonna box, you're gonna go to the gym 3 days a week, you're gonna go to the boxing gym 3 days a week, you're gonna meditate every single morning, and you're going to, pray every night. So those are solid goals. Praying, getting closer to God. Boxing, learning how to box. Gym, getting stronger and building a better physique. And meditating, you want to become more focused and learn how to have more mental clarity and things like that. Say you do that for a good 6 months. I did something like that for like a good part of grade 10. So you did that for 6 months, and now you've already, you're great at boxing. You've done a couple amateur fights. Let's say you've done like 1 or 2 amateur fights. You built a way better physique, and you're a lot more focused. Your friends can notice you're a lot more low-key, and also you're a lot closer to God. You can feel His presence more often when you pray. So now you're kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing it because I don't want to lose these benefits. Another 6 months go by. No, not even 6 months. Another like 3-4 months go by, and you feel lost, and you're like, I don't know what to do anymore. And you're not like 100%. There's some things that you can improve on, definitely. But then it's almost like, well, I just don't know what. Acts during editing here, post recording. I just want to specify one thing. Another reason why people can feel lost is because they don't have anything fulfilling there. There's a saying for people who are on self-improvement: once you get on self-improvement, there is no going back. And that's because the habits that you create and you partake in give you fulfillment and make you feel like you've done something and make you feel accomplished. When you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, which is good, but when you're doing it over and over again, it takes away that fulfillment part. I mean, it depends what it is, but it can be as like, for an example, like journaling. Like when I first started self-improvement, I first started reading, journaling, meditating. That gave me so much more fulfillment than eating cereal and waking up super late in the morning. So before, they used to give me fulfillment. Now it doesn't really, but it still gives me a head start to my day. So yeah, there's like a fulfillment part there that gets taken away when you stay consistent for too long. But don't use this as an excuse to not stay consistent. The things I'm going to be telling you later in this video is what you're going to be doing instead of quitting these habits. So if you're feeling this, then pay attention to this video. And the ways that you can improve this is by finding a new purpose, or just lack of knowledge. A lack of knowledge, probably the reason why you were stuck. Why? You got to figure out what to improve on. You don't know what to improve on, so you got to ask yourself, okay, what do I improve on? I don't know what. So you got to learn things like this. You gotta find yourself a new purpose. So the way you can learn newer things is, 1, listening to podcasts, reading videos, learning new topics that you would want to improve on. So for me, when I was stuck in about January, February, right? I was kind of doing the same thing. I knew what I was improving on. It was my personality. But then I also felt like I wanted to do something else. Unconsciously, I started listening to the podcast. I'd already been listening to podcasts and learning all the time. But one thing I did by accident, I just learned just because I was learning already. I didn't know what to learn about, so I was just learning, listening to podcasts and stuff, was overall health, eating foods for your health. So I learned things about ultra processed foods and how everything is ultra processed. You want to eat single ingredient foods. If you guys are interested in this, I'll leave a link in the description for my eating foods for your health video. But yeah, ultra processed foods, single ingredient foods, I learned about this and I was like, okay, this is interesting. So I started, looking more into it, understanding what the gut microbiome is and how it's correlated to the brain and how you feel and how you look. So I started implementing those things, and what do you know? I'm already improving myself with overall health, eating foods for your health, overall health, like mental health, because mental health doesn't only mean how happy you are, it just means how healthy you are mentally. So yeah, I started learning about these things, and hey, what do you know? I have another purpose. I have another goal, and that's become more healthy and reduce more urges to eat junk food, things like dessert and cookies and shit like that. That's what I started improving on. I learned something new and I started improving on that. So you just gotta find something new that you want to improve on. You can do this by listening to podcasts, watching videos, or even reading. But yeah, if you delve deeper into things like, learning and just education, knowledge, stuff like that, you'll eventually find something. And hey, and just because you're you're lost and you feel like you want to improve on stuff, another way, maybe you're not lost, maybe you're just sick and tired of the same routine. So you can just swap your routine, change what days you go to the gym, change what time you wake up and stuff like that. But yeah, main thing is just knowledge. You gotta learn more. Podcasts, reading, videos. For videos, you can check out Hamza or even Andrew Huberman. Their podcasts are great. Hamza doesn't really do podcasts, but he does just educational videos as it is. And he does everything. He does, how to build a better physique, how to talk to people properly, confidence, shit like that. Everything. Andrew Huberman is a scientist. He's not a scientist. He knows a lot about things like, hormonal health and things like eating foods for your health and mental health and things like that. And both of them happen to have podcasts. So when you're on the run, instead of listening to music, change it to podcasts and things like that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. It's just a quick, simple video that doesn't need that much explaining. It's literally 7 minutes long.